retired. So Rafael Nadal retires 2018 in Australian Open quarterfinals match. And then, of course, that's that. All right, so we're going to go straight to what we know how to do best. And I'm bringing you the very best of talk and the very best of conversation. So we're going to keep this going. Okay, today we want to talk about something really, something that a lot of you might be thinking, okay, fine, I don't see it this way, but you must see it this way. It is what we call double standard. Today we're talking about double standard. How do you deal with people that's got double standards? How do you deal with people, and how do you manage your spouse? Now we're talking about it. Double standards is in every area of facets in our lives, but it's in politics. Double standard is in government. Double standard is in so many places. You can find them almost everywhere. But today we're talking about a double standard that is related or connected to relationships. Now I'm going to break it down and let you know exactly what that means. For those who are thinking, you might be thinking a little bit different, like, okay, you might miss it, but I'm going to break it down. So double standard is literally when you are telling your spouse that you want your spouse to do certain thing, possibly to change your expectation of your spouse, maybe your girlfriend, your wife, your husband. You're giving him or her kind of like an advice that you need to change, you need to be like this, most times for you. But when you tell them, you don't change to be that way. I'll break it down. I'll make sure that you understand what I mean. Double standard means that you're telling your spouse or you're telling someone that, you're expecting them to change in a particular way to suit you, but you are not changing to suit her or him. Do you understand? That's double standard. And so we're going to be talking about this issue today. I'm going to break it down and more. And so you understand exactly what it is. In different ways, as I said before, we have double standards in politics, in the government, in the family, in business. We have, in different places. But today we're actually going to spot on relationship. So have you ever experienced in your relationship, in your marriage, in a family relationship, in any kind of shifts, have you experienced where you have someone who's close to you or somebody who is actually with you, is either your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, somebody that you're having to do something with, telling you need to change in a particular way or expecting you to move in a particular way? He wants to see some changes in your life, but it's not he himself or herself not changing to suit you. That's what double standard is. Like telling somebody, I think it would be better for you to cut down your weight. You're getting fat. Maybe you just cut it down. All right. But the person who's saying you should cut down the weight is actually fat and he's not willing to change, but he wants you to change. That is double standards. Okay. All right. That is double standard. I'm going to break it even more and more and more. So today we're looking at that. How do you manage people with that kind of mentality? How do you manage people with that kind of sense, with that kind of analogy, with that kind of, ideology? I mean, how do you manage people with that kind of attitude? They want you to change, but they don't want to change. They're expecting you to behave in a certain way to suit them, but they themselves do not want to change to suit you. That's what we're talking about today. I don't know. Anybody get it? Put your hands up if you understand what I'm saying. I will see you from here. So I'll give you another example of double standards in relationship. When we start dating someone and we enter a relationship, we always consciously think about our expectations. We are sharing our life with someone we love, right? Someone we trust and someone we care about. However, once disagreement begin, we realize that our values and our beliefs and priorities differ. So, I mean, a good relationship, okay, you're listening now. A good relationship requires mutual respect, right? Effective communication, right? Very important. Effective communication and compassion in that relationship. Now, however, if you or your partner holds a double standard for the other, it can be a sign of trouble. When we talk about double standard, it actually can be a sign of trouble if one of you are having that kind of attitude. Anyone can have double standards in relationship. It's not limited to age, though. It's not even limited to gender or ethnicity. It's important to be aware of these in yourself and, of course, your partner, so that you can work together in addressing them and also building a happier and a healthier relationship. Now, we're going to talk about how to identify that. We will identify it today, but what we're going to be talking about, and I know a lot of you understand what I'm saying, but I'm going to break it down in the way you understand it better, because the English double standard you might be thinking about something else. So to help identify whether there are double standards in your relationship or not, I'll give you an example. Now you have a fiance. From example, you want to get married to this person. You have a fiance. You guys are dating, courting, and doing other stuff. Your partner expects you to save money. Your partner expects you to save money. Your partner spend less, pay off bills, and be frugal with your purchases, right? So, however, they spend frivolously, that's to say frivolously. They spend frivolously. They buy things without much thought and are racking up tons of debt. But they want you to spend less. Do you understand? Okay? Your partner is saying that I don't want you to be spending so much. Spend less. Okay? Pay off bills. Your partner could be the woman, the lady, the girl. The partner could be the man, the boy, the male. Could be any one of this. It happens both sides. So now I can't tell you that it only happened with the women or not. Okay. So your partner is not telling you not to spend a lot of money. You should spend less. Don't be spending and don't buy any other thing. Let's save money to pay off bills. Let's contribute, save money to pay house rent. Let's save money to pay other things. Let us be careful with our purchases, whatever we purchase. However, they themselves, the person that's telling you to no, don't spend so much, let's take it easy, is spending so much, buying things without reasoning. That is what we call double standard. Another example is where your partner, your man or your woman, wants you to give them complete transparency with your expenses, but they stay tight-lipped in their own spending. They want you to tell them what you're spending, how far, tell them to be transparent, tell them how you're spending your money and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, They themselves, the person who's telling you this, is spending money anyhow. He's not even telling you anything. Any one thing he wants to do, he will tell you, some men will tell you, I'm a man, I'm the one bringing money, so I should be the one, I do anything I want, but you must tell me and let me know exactly. Yeah, that is example of double standard. Now let's talk about a double standard in physical appearance. Okay, in relationship now, physical appearance, double standard. Your partner expects you to stay slim. They say cut down your weight. Stay slim. I like you as you day. As you just slim, so I just like the way you just stay. And go to gym, work out regularly. Make sure they say you cut fat. You don't add small belly fat. Your face on the big, and yeah, she don't enter inside. Your, work the thing out so the thing will come out. Okay, so your partner is telling you that he wants you to go to the gym, go and do exercise, cut down, eat balanced diet. Don't be eating anyhow. Don't eat at night. You have big belly. Look at your belly now. They make comments about your weight and changes in your body shape and size. However, they themselves, your partner that is telling you to do that one, does not want to do his own. They don't hold themselves to the same expectations. They're living a couch potato, what I call a couch potato lifestyle, and consuming less nutritious foods. Another example is your partner being critical of your clothing choices. Is that the way you wear? I don't like all these things you're wearing. I don't like, no. How you present yourself? No, come on. While they themselves, they put the same effort into their own appearance, or they allow you to set expectations for them. Okay? That is what I am talking about. Double standards in a relationship. When it comes to dating and sexual behavior, okay, let's talk about dating and sexual behavior. In terms of sexual behavior, double standard in terms of dating and sexual behavior, okay? There are double standard in relationships that have been shown to be, kind of specific to gender. For instance, now a man who has a colorful past with many sexual experiences may judge their female partner negatively for having a rich sexual history. When does that ask you body count? For example, a man will be asking the fiance or maybe the wife, what's your body count? And the girl will now tell, or the woman or the lady will now say, look, okay. Will now tell, look, I have a lot of, before I met you, I did this, I did that. I met a lot of guys, I did this, I did that. But at the end of the day, you that did something worse than her will begin to judge and put her down. That is double standard. Another example of double standard in the relationship, if a woman is very upset when their male partner says no to sex, they may question his libido. They might say, it's like something is wrong with him, or even accuse him of having an affair outside. That's why he doesn't have the strength to come and take care of the business in his family, in his home. However, when the shoe is on the other foot, they may expect a man to understand that they are tired or simply not in the mood, because it is kind of like more socially accepted when women are the gatekeepers of their sexuality. They don't accept it when the man says, no, I'm tired, I don't want to have sex. They don't like it. But they will prefer you, the man, the woman will prefer the man when she says, no, I don't have strength, I'm not in the mood. They'll prefer the man to understand. But you don't want to understand the man, but you want the man to understand you. You don't want the woman to understand, or you want the woman to understand you, but you don't want to understand the woman. That is what we call double standard. I can go on and on and on. They have double standard, in relationships, in social lives. Let me even talk about the social. Double standard in relationship, talking about social lives. Your partner believes that they can flirt with anyone they want because they are outgoing or they are friendly. What you get? They are outgoing, they are friendly. They do things, they're, jovial and kind of like part of their job. However, when you do it, they get upset. When you do the things that he's doing or she's doing, they will get upset, telling you that you are being disrespectful and accusing you of cheating. It happens a lot against women most times. Sometimes to men. It's both sides, vice versa. So, today, we'll talk about double standards. For those of you who understand exactly the explanation I made, let's see how this is going to go. You have a relationship, you have a wife, you have a husband, you have a fiance, exactly. You have got situations when it comes to a relationship like this double standard thing. What is your experience? I want to know from you. How do you deal with double standard people? How do you deal with and how do you manage so that other people will learn? How do you manage people with double standards? Okay. I'll explain it again. For those who understand exactly what I'm saying, the phone lines is going to be open as soon as possible. In a minute from now, the line will be open. So you go and call and tell me. Let's talk about it. Let's have a healthy conversation. What do you think? How do you deal? Because of course it's in your relationship. And some of you who are going to call today, you are actually doing that same thing to someone. So you must change from it too. Remember, it's a nighttime show. We talk about everything and everything, but today we're talking about relationship because it's got to do with your life. When you get hold of your relationship, you can do anything else. When you're doing well in yourself, self-development, you definitely going to do well in your business because you can handle psychologically, you can handle people, you can get along with people. It's about people. You start from home. Charity begins from home, and then you get out there. Because if there's no charity at home, you can't be enough. You can't be good enough with people. You definitely will mess things up, and people will look at you like, okay, this one doesn't have a home. It doesn't have a home brought up, or maybe he decided not to listen to the parents talking to him or her. So this is what we're going to be talking about. 0700-903-903-903. That's the number. 0700-903-903-903. Direct call. And of course, 0700-903-903-9 is the WhatsApp call for messages and of course for call also. So I do it again so you don't mix it up like my friend Yemi used to from London. Used to mix everything up and say we don't know if we're doing him jazz for him to so he calls it the direct line. I don't want you to spend a whole lot, I know that, okay, but so do you have an experience? How do you manage this? Somebody's going to learn from you and also from anybody else right there. So come on, let's go. Hello, what's your name?
Hello.
How are you? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Lillian. This is Lillian. Hello.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Lillian, I can hear you.
Hello?
Go. Yeah, I can hear you, Lillian.
Hello?
Go ahead. Lillian, I can hear you. Network. Lillian, call back again. The other day you called, we had an issue. The network was bad, and you didn't call back. Try call back. If you can't get it, call the WhatsApp line 0700-903-9039. That's WhatsApp. Let me hear from you. Hello, let's talk. What's your name?
Good evening.
Good evening to you. What's your name, please? Patrick.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Patrick, I can hear you. I know your line is breaking, but I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Position.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you talk about double standard.
Yeah, double standard. Yes, in the relationship. Yes.
Yeah, double standard in a relationship.
Yeah.
Yes, there are the signs that it happened that the nature naturally gives man to please double standard. Like when the people married many women, upon marrying many women, if any of them goes to another man, they will get hurt. Then the one who went to another woman, none of the women he case is not allow them to go to any man. So if we think about many double standards that nature of the man now, we now have those ones by the side. Then we now talk about, is there any man for women? Is there any work that is something woman can create that nature brings in that, like example I just give, then we start stand aside. Then we now come to consider. But it's good time that we are not talking about. It's very like when we are talking about the equality in a relationship. You know, at times we do see that it's not possible. Sometimes it is that nature has a man higher than women in a way better design. And it's because the marriage kind of thing we are trying to stand and understand. So, starting from this now, I would really like some other people to tell me how we can balance 50-50, woman and woman, a relationship.
Yeah. Okay. Patrick, I have issues in hearing some of the things you said. Are you there with me? Are you there? Yeah. I have issues. I barely hear some of the things you said, but
Okay.
It was difficult for me to hear you, but I just had to allow you to finish up. Now, you were saying that you want. What exactly the last thing you say that you want to know how to balance?
Yes, that is the whole time that we know that God.
Ah, man, it's difficult to hear you clearly.
The nature of God give women over and that. Women have right to lose land. And if the man if her husband get angry. Because God gives man the right to marry many wives. And if the man tries to marry more than the husband, the husband will get annoyed. The double standard.
Hey, so you mean that one is double standard?
The double standard.
Okay, but
when we drive from there and there's all examples that around, we see very important that necessary of this man. We actually touch everywhere at once. That is what I want. That is the I want people to help me.
Okay, Patrick, I have issues. I think maybe you have to call back again. It's now that I get to understand a little that you said. Okay, it's now that I really understand what you're talking about. If God gave whatever man, the grace to marry many wives, and when you do, some women will be getting angry, and that's double standard. I don't know about that. If that is double standard, I really am not even talking about that. I'm talking basically how someone in a relationship, this is the point I'm trying to make here, how someone in your relationship, somebody like you or your wife, will advise you to be, expecting you to be like something or expecting you to do something while themselves they are not doing that thing that they say you should do. Is someone, maybe your wife tells you now, for example, Mr. Patrick from Mafaluka, I believe, your wife might be advising you that he wants you to learn a language. Okay? Maybe because of something, he wants you to learn a language, for example. And it's a good thing to learn languages. Okay? But you started learning the languages and stuff like that, and you started getting it right. But she, who's actually telling you to do it, she's not doing it too. That's the double standard I'm talking about. So how do you manage that kind of double standard when your spouse tells you to do something and they themselves, they're not doing it? So you guys are not in the right standard in the place, and you're not in the right, what do you call it again?
Hello?
Yeah, hello. What's your name, please?
Yeah, this is Lillian from Michigan.
Lillian, are you sleeping on me or you're sitting down on me? Which one are you doing right now?
Hello?
Lillian, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, Lillian, where are you calling from?
Okay, there's no issue. I understand that there's something about fiance. I was telling her.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Don't be too fast. You say you're calling me from where?
Okay. Michi.
Mushi. Okay. Now,
Yes,
if you're sleeping or lying down and talking to me, I want you to stand up. Just sit up and talk to me,
No,
okay?
I'm sitting on the couch.
Okay, sitting on the couch. Okay, fine. So I want you to speak out. Now, the next thing I want you to do is to speak out so I can hear you clearly.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead. So we're talking about double standard. Do you have any experience with double standard? Do you, how do you...
Not me, actually. I have a friend. Hello?
Go ahead.
Okay, I have a friend that did complain about her friend. She said he's always telling her to stay away from guys. Now they are into a serious relationship. But he keeps his own female friends. And he thinks that there's nothing wrong with it. But whenever she tries to communicate with her other female friends, he gets upset. And it causes issues between them.
No.
So she's like, if I had any advice to give her on what to do.
Can you repeat that again?
Okay. I said, I have a friend that normally complains about our friends. I just tell her to stay away from, now we're into a serious relationship, to stay away from male friends.
You should stay away from boyfriend.
Male friends.
Male friends, okay.
Yeah. But he is too committed to his male friends.
Oh, okay. So that's double standard.
Yes. He wants her to stay away from his male friends, but he is also keeping his female friends.
All right. That
Yes.
okay. That's a serious double standard right there. So what exactly you want to know? You want to know how to deal with it? I can tell you exactly how you can deal with such a person and how to deal with such a person. I can do that, but I just want to know exactly on your own side, how have you been able to deal with such a person? Do you have any idea? Because I definitely will let you guys know how to deal with such person. And if you take the advice, no problem. But if you can't, go ahead. Tell me how you've been able to cope with someone with that such. Some of you will say, oh, it's my husband. He wanted me to do something. He doesn't want to do this. No problem. I can do whatever he wants me to do. And even if he doesn't do it too, no problem. But that is a double standard. Why will he be telling you, oh, okay, stop getting along with your male friends? And he himself is still attaching himself with his female friends. That is a serious double standards. Okay, I'm going to tell you, Lillian, I know, I'm going to let you know exactly what you can do. So, whatever it's you or your friend, however, just keep listening. All right? 0700 903 903 903. And for our WhatsApp portal line is 0700 903 9039. So you can call or be part of the show. If you understand exactly what I'm talking about, we're talking about double standard in a relationship. There's double standard in politics. There's double standard in the government when, the government wants you to do the right thing and they don't want to do the right thing. They want you to behave a certain way, but they don't want to follow suit. That's double standard. We're not in the right, we're not in the right phase. So if you have an experience to that, give me a buzz and let me know exactly what you think. And then how have you been dealing? Because I know a lot of you have been in a relationship where your spouse, either one of you, are living with a double standard attitude, a double standard life. Okay. So I'm going to tell you how to address double standard with your partners. I'll tell you how to address them. It's very simple. Okay? Whether someone is intentionally or unintentionally holding them, double standards can ruin your relationship. That's period. If they are not addressed, double standard can erode trust, destroy intimacy, and also create resentment between partners, leading to breakaway, divorce, and all that stuff. So I don't know. What you think? Chidera is on the line, calling from Obodoyibo. How are you, Chidera? And how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And you?
Chidera, I'm okay. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How was your weekend?
It wasn't good.
Kilo shele.
But I was okay. The weekend is still, any weekend in Nigeria is a bad weekend. Weekend outside in Miami, in Cali, weekend at a very good place. Outside the country in Dubai is nice. But weekend in this country is always a sad one. Go ahead.
Don't worry. We are getting there.
Amen.
Okay. Good evening to everybody. Good evening to the kings and queens of the voice of the people. Good evening to my people. Good evening. Good evening. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good night, depending your location, where you are here outside the country. My greetings to you. Mr. Ryan, I just keep my ear down to
really listen.
Hear what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So, how you can manage double standard is,
First of all, I want to ask you, do you have any have you had any experience? Have you had any?
I've not.
Okay. So, you've not experienced it before?
Huh?
You have not experienced such thing before?
No.
You don't have a boyfriend that used to tell you that he wants you to add small weight, and then he himself is slim, and he does not want you to add weight. He does not want to add weight himself.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Okay. How you can manage it is, seek couples counseling. You understand? You can seek for counseling and also talk about it face to face. You understand? It's better you talk about it face to face and seek for couples counseling and give each other a better communication tools, a better communication tools, a better communication tools to connect and address and that double standard. And also you can rebuild trust and integrity in the relationship again. That's my only to take there, how you can, manage the double standard in a relationship.
So if you have a spouse, if you have a man who is always telling you to do something, he wants you to put on makeup in your face to look like some people, and he wants you to look fine, or maybe he wants you to start eating right, or he wants you not to spend money so much. Maybe you're working in a good place, but he's spending so much money. Is that how you're going to manage him, or is that how you're going to deal with such a person? You tell him to go, let you guys go for a counseling, or and then relationship counseling from there. Because what you're telling me now, obviously, is what you would do for yourself if you have such.
Yes, that's what I would do. First of all, you talk about it face to face. You understand? You talk about it face to face. You will point it out. You point it out, and you have a better, communication tools. Communication is very, very important. You understand? When you don't communicate with me, and I don't communicate with you, you don't know what is not. You will not know what is in my mind, and I will not know what is in your mind. So when we have that, communication, conversation, you can point it out. This thing that you're asking me to do also, are you willingly to do that? You understand? That's what I meant by, talk about it face to face.
Okay.
You speak to the person face to face. Yeah. If eventually it's not working out, if you can seek for, counseling, fine and good. But if you cannot condone with it, you take a walk. That's my own take here.
Take a walk, as in bowing out of the relationship. That's what you meant.
Yeah, if you cannot, if you cannot solve it,
all right,
you take a walk.
Okay.
So for me, a better communication, talk to this person face to face. You understand? Sit him or her down, sort it out with the person.
Okay.
So that's my own take there.
All right.
Thank you. Hope I've answered the question.
Yeah, you contributed.
Okay.
You have, that's like your own.
Some they have not gotten the this thing clearly. Understand?
Don't worry, I'll keep doing that so they can understand it. Thank you so much, Chidera.
Yes. Thank you.
Chidera, congratulations to you. I need to ring this bell for you. For making it sharp and precise. Wonderful. I owe you some beer. 2 bottles. Nah,
I know they
man.
drink beer. Don't give me beer now.
No, I have to give you beer.
I don't know beer. I know they drink beer. You could give me wine. And wine you could give me.
No, it's beer. If I don't give you beer, why would you drink wine? I'll give you beer.
I beg your beer. I don't want.
For being sharp, precise, and straightforward.
Yes,
nah, man.
I tried. Yeah.
I will give you beer. One, take care, and thank you so much.
Give me wine. It's wine that I want. I don't want beer.
If I bring wine, all your husbands will get angry, because bringing wine to you is to come and marry you, and that is not going to happen. Man, no, cannot happen. Bye. Okay. All right. Akuchina is calling. I'm seeing her face. All right. You guys give me a little break. I want to take a break now. I'll be right back. We're going to have fun tonight. Whether you like it or not, it's going to be by fire, by force. All right. We're talking about living a life in a relationship, double standard. I never explain it, and I'm going to keep explaining that. And when I come back after this little break, we definitely will continue. So just hold on for a little while. When we come back after the break, we will continue.
You've been waiting for, and we're bringing it to you live. Don't miss a second. Don't miss a second of the action as we broadcast live from the biggest news stories, hot talk shows, depth analysis from the best in the world. Stay informed and up to date with the best radio programming all day, every day. on your number one People's Radio, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. You are live on the Nighttime Show with Ryan. Let's have a conversation to promote healthy relationships and social issues all in one. The Nighttime Show is going to be fun, having segments like Dear Ryan, Confessions, Love Talks, Open Mic, and more will put you on the edge of a beautiful night. The Nighttime Show. It doesn't matter what ships you are on, just tune in every Tuesdays to Fridays on your number one People's Radio, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Welcome back. All right, I welcome everybody back up in here. It's 23 minutes gone past the hour of 10 o'clock. Right here, it's your premium talk station. It's Voice of the People, 90.3 FM right here in the heart of Pahaka, in the heart of Lagos. I can't believe that. That came out of my mind. I should have actually said Abuja or maybe Toronto. That's funny. Okay, so, here is Lagos. We're broadcasting live, so you can be part of what we are talking about. We're talking about double standard. How do you manage that kind of stuff if you have such experience? And if you have a spouse who is actually giving you a headache, how do you manage that kind of person? Hello? Yes. You're welcome on board. Akuchi there. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking. And you?
Well, thank God. Okay. Akuchi, go ahead.
I'm speechless. Well, greetings to everybody. Greetings to everybody. Home and abroad in the studio, and I'm here as well. Keep up the good work. Okay.
Thank you.
The question you asked, I think the way I'm managing those people around me, people like that around me, is sometimes I act like a fool.
Oh, you act like a fool? Seriously? Wow.
Sometimes
Are you sure?
I act like... Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sometimes I act like a fool. Not because I don't know what to say or I don't know what to do at the moment. Just to give them a chance. To see if they can come back to their senses. And when I see that it's not working, I have to work silently. I need to work silently around them. I don't need to open myself to them. Maybe I let them know my mind, or to be so open to them again, to speak out things they can use against me. Because the chance I give them before they misuse it, so there is no need of being quiet or thinking that they will change. I will only be careful and make sure that I won't act so stupid again and just make things that will make me happy and
work towards myself. So I think that's the difference I can say for now. That's the talk I say.
Okay. All right.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Akuchi, for calling in. I appreciate that. 0700-903-903-903. We're talking about double standard. How do you manage someone in your relationship who's telling you to do something or to stop doing something, and then themselves, they're not doing it? Somebody else is going to learn from it, because a lot of people don't know exactly how to handle such a person. And if you're one of those and you have anything to say about this, you can call the line right now. Hello. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Mr. Patrick, I call back.
Okay, it's clearer now, Mr. Patrick. It's clearer. So please continue what you were talking about.
I didn't talk on how to manage it when I talked the first. But I would like you to give us, if you can, many examples of the double standard you have in the mind, because you say that the example I gave is not the very side you are talking about.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about marrying plenty wives, Abi, and then the woman, like, I want you to explain that part very well, because I didn't really get it.
Yeah. Like if I got exactly the double standard, your example of the double standard, the aspect you are talking about, then I believe it will give me the picture to talk on it and to even talk on how to manage it. Do you have one or two?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely tell you how to manage it.
No, I'm not saying you tell me how to manage it. The example of the kind of double standard you are talking about.
Oh, okay, fine. Definitely. I will. I've been a little bit distracted. Yeah. Okay, so I will definitely do that. So just keep listening. All right? Keep listening. All right. I have a whole lot. To tell you. Okay, if you can give me the chance to. Okay. I am, a little bit trying to do multitasking. Anyway, 0700-903-903-903. Okay, so now the double standard I'm talking about is a double standard where in the relationship, for example, you are married and you want your wife to do certain things, specific things, and you're telling your wife to adjust or do something, maybe something you like, or maybe you want your wife to be putting on fine outfit, or you want your wife to cut her, to go to the gym to look fine, sweet for you. But you yourself, you are not doing that same thing that you are telling your wife to do. Both of you are in the same pace, like in the same place, like, she's she's having small flesh, or maybe she's not doing some things right. Okay, like for example, let me give you another example. Lillian called, one of the callers here her name is Lillian, and she was talking about a friend of hers who the boyfriend or the fiance, I want to believe, was telling her not to be getting along with her male friends. Of course, every one of us have male and female friends. So the man is telling the lady to stop hanging out or having chat or getting along with her male friends. He's telling the girl or the lady or the woman to stop it. That is not good. But you yourself, who's telling her to stop it, you yourself, you are not stopping your own. You are also having affairs, attaching to your own female friends. In other words, practice what you preach. If you are telling your spouse, please, I want you to look good, you also look good. So you guys will be in the same space. If you're telling your husband, you want him to get 10 packs, 20 packs, look muscular, go to the gym, fine. That means you just want you want your husband to look good, or you want your fiance to look nice, to look beautiful, to look, fine, now. You too, you need to do your own. You need to take care of your own self. You guys definitely will have to start working on yourself. You can't be telling your spouse to do something while you are not doing it. That is what I call double standard. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Is that Lillian? Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. I just want to believe that the network is actually having issues. And I think sometimes it's Lillian's network. There's always having that issue. Okay. All right. So now, listen. I'm going to break it down again before I start taking the calls for those of you who are just tuning in, so you can understand that life does not resolve in a particular thing. What we're talking about, double standard, is very important. You need to understand that. You need to understand how to identify such, and how to deal with such. Deal with is not a bad way. It's how to manage such, and how to, correct some things. Whether you decide to follow up suit or not, you must know exactly what to do to solve such problem and to deal with such people or such spouse. Now, I said before, I'm going to say it again. Okay? When we start dating someone, we enter a relationship. We don't always consciously think about our expectations. We are sharing our life with someone we love, right? Someone we trust and someone we care about. However, once disagreement or begin, we realize that our values and beliefs and priorities change. A good relationship, as I said before, requires mutual respect, and most importantly, which is my own take, effective communication and compassion. Now, however, if your partner holds double standard for the other, it can be a sign of trouble. Anyone can have double standards in the relationship. It's not limited to age or gender or ethnicity. It's important to be aware of these yourself and your partner, so that you can actually work together to addressing them and building a happier relationship, or a happier and healthier marriage. So I'll tell you, how do you identify such? This is an example. How to identify that. Just hold on. I'm going to pick your calls. Okay. So how do you identify people that have double standard? In like you are in your marriage, or your fiance or fiancé, your partner expects you to save money. For example, he wants you to spend less. He wants you to pay bills. He said, don't be spending too much. Let's be paying bills. Let's be careful in our purchases, because we have something big to do, to put money on. Okay, maybe you have a project you're working on, both of you. However, he or she is saying, honey, let's save money. Let's be doing things small. Let's not be spending money anyhow. Okay. The other, you went to buy two cars. It's not good. Let's save. Let's see our project. But then the person that is telling you let's do this is now spending money anyhow, buying things anyhow. How do you think that kind of relationship is going to work? How do you think that when someone who's advising you to do something should be the first to do it? Way back in the day, when kings are kings, before they go to war or send their soldiers to war, they will be the one to be there to fight the battle with guided soldiers. So if a king wants to go to war or wants you to go to war, he will be the one to lead you to war. That's how it is. Preach or practice what you preach. So if you're telling your spouse or telling someone outside relationship, as a matter of fact, because it does get along with any kind of relationship, you should be the one to tell them, I am doing it and I want you to do it. You can't be telling someone to do something while you're not doing it. So that's the point I'm trying to make. Have you had any experience? Come on, tell me. Hello, what's your name, please?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. What's your name?
Victor from Olupeju.
Oh, Victor, you're welcome. Glad to have you, Victor. So, come on, shoot. Let's talk.
Okay. How to manage a body strength.
How do you manage it?
For me, I don't like someone that will give me headache. It's better for me to
You break the relationship. That's not managing now. How will you break relationship? What about if you love the person? It's just that small thing will now make you break relationship. You must know how to manage the team.
What if the person is not collecting an advice? Maybe your advisor, she's not getting that yet. So what will you do? Is it not better for the person to quit the relationship and look for someone else? Huh?
When you now look for someone and you're telling the person that and the person is not getting along.
Because I just have one. I look for this year, the person I was dating before, because now I'm no longer dating anyone. I just want to say them this way. I look for work for her. They pay her like 6,000 naira. She refused to work. She said she's not working. Okay, go there and be working. She said no. I want me to be spending my own. You want me to be spending my own. Then what's the need of you to stay at home? You don't want to work. You want to be staying at home.
Oh, man. That's serious.
But I go there and work. Work is not stressful. She said no. So that kind of person, it's better for me to pick that person. So I don't like someone that gives me a headache. Instead of giving me a headache, just better I just pick the relationship.
Okay.
Because I can't be working and be spending my own money, or you'll be eating my own money, and you refuse to work. And I still need to work, or you refuse to work.
Sorry.
It's better for the person to just pick the relationship.
Oh, it's okay. No problem. I understand.
Okay.
So you just want to push her away, like, I'm gonna let somebody else come through. No, wow. It's okay. That's your opinion. That's for you, and I like that. Somebody definitely will have to learn from that. Thank you so much for calling, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm listening.
Okay, fine. You're listening, so I'm gonna keep letting you guys know what's up. All right. Another area, this one actually happens to everyone. Most people know what I'm talking about. You are discussing things with your spouse, with your husband or wife, and you're talking. He's interrupting you. You're saying, "Don't interrupt me." This one, a lot of people are guilty of this one. Why are you interrupting me when I'm talking? Why are you interrupting me? But when she is talking, you'll be interrupting her. That's double standard. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
Yeah.
What's your name, please?
Though I am a first timer.
Oh, first timer. Oh. I just snagged your back. It's the blessing bell. The blessing bell.
Thank you very much.
All right, now.
Yeah. My name is Ogodo.
Ogodo from where?
Ogodo is calling from Oshodima Foluku.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. What I to my own take, and what did you call it now? What did you call it again?
Double standard.
Double standard. To my own take is well, how I see it is that in a relationship, and double standard is placed in there. I see it as no trust in the relationship.
Okay.
Yes. There's no trust in the relationship, because in a relationship that that it will work out fine, it will move fine, smoothly, there's supposed to be trust, no double standard. That placement of double standard should be removed entirely. No trace of it should be there.
Okay.
If that relationship will last. So that is my own take on that. That's it for now. Okay. I have a question. I don't know. Please, can I request a song for someone special?
A song? This radio station is a talk radio station, but let's try.
Okay.
Let me hear. What kind of song do you want to hear? This is not a request.
It's a love song, and the person is so special and dear to me. Power of Love by Celine Dion.
I'm going to look for it. We'll play it after the show. That's going to be by 12 o'clock.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
But help me tell everyone that there's supposed to be trust in a relationship, so that double standard will not be placed in there.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, now. So the person,
Ogodor.
So the person you're sending this song to, the person you're sending this sweetness to, is your friend? Somebody's very special?
Yeah, it's a friend. It's a friend, very special friend.
Okay.
That has high IQ. She's caring, loving.
Okay, so what are you waiting
friendly.
for? Well, what are you waiting for?
Oh, I don't. Well, God's time is the best.
You can do 2, you can do 3, even if you're married before. You know, the other guy that calls, say you can marry 3, 4, 5 if you want.
I love the King Solomon now. People know.
Oh my God. He's okay. Thank you so much for calling.
Okay,
I appreciate it. All right.
Yeah.
So there should be trust. There should be everything in it. There shouldn't be any double standard in the relationship. Okay. There's been a whole lot going on. So I'm going to keep taking your calls. And before I start talking about the things I feel that you should be able to figure out and how to deal with such. Too many people find it very difficult to read, but they love to hear. So if you hear 1 or 2s on the radio like this, you might want to apply that and it can help you. However, nothing goes for nothing, okay? 0700-903-903-903. My man Faulkner is calling in. Where you at? Let me see your face again. Hello? Hello?
Yes, this is Lillian. I come back.
Lillian is having problem with her phone or the line. What is going on with you, Lillian?
I'm so glad. I'm talking from my own side now. My husband, Can you hear me?
I'm finding it very difficult to hear you. You're talking as if you were sleeping. Oh, yeah, talk now. Let me hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I said, my husband will tell me not to press his phone. But he do press my own phone. And you know that I was even looking for anything. Maybe I'm trying to spy on him. If there's anybody saying or something. I just go press his phone. Well, he don't know not to press his phone, but he normally when I'm stubborn now. He are not agree.
You didn't agree?
I don't know. Honestly.
Why? Why you didn't agree?
I think and he told me not to press that, but he normally press my own phone. It's unfair now. So, I do press it. He will complain and he will be tired. I will still press it. Not that I'm even checking for any thoughts, maybe to see if he's taking for anything. I trust him that he can't sit on me. So he just complains, but he's only saying, please take my phone. How am I taking my phone? So when I take my own phone, he take my phone and browse and video chat. So I just living it like that.
Okay, so you since you live it like that, you think it's okay. You just feel that it's okay that you can handle it that way.
Yeah. Because I think it gets somehow upset. But sometimes I'll tell him, okay, give me a phone, I want to down something, I want to text something, just to give it to me. Or sometimes he tell me, don't touch my phone. But when I keep mine, he takes it, but I don't tell him, let's touch my phone. But me, I'll be like, okay, now you're holding my phone now. If it's with you, you let me touch you. So you don't get along with it somehow, sir. It's fine.
All right.
Have a nice day.
You too, Lillian. Thank you so much for calling, and I appreciate you. This is the second time you're talking and telling us exactly what you think. And if your guy is always actually checking on your phone, and you know you don't do the same, he's saying is double standard. I mean, you should also do the same. That's the problem when it comes to Africa. I know Africans have actually changed. According to Sheon Kuti, it says Africa is in another level. Africa is actually taking a lot and behaving like the Europeans. Now they're not behaving like real Africans. Hello, you're welcome on board, Faulkner. Thank you.
What's a good evening to you? What's
good
happening?
Good evening to you. I'm okay. I'm good. So you just come on board, and I hope that you've been listening, right?
I've been listening to you. I've been listening to you all day, even though I'm still at work, still in traffic, but still all right. Can't complain.
Okay. All right. Faulkner okay, sorry that I pronounced that name like that. I just love it. We Aquarians, we know how we do things. Nobody can call you that name. I'm going to be the only person who can do that. So you pattern me, Faulkner.
Absolutely.
All right. So it's double standard we're talking about today, Faulkner. I know you know what I'm talking about. I know you know it very well, and we're looking forward to be able to who have an experience of double standard in their relationship. Somebody definitely will learn from this today. How do you handle that kind of stuff if you are having such experience, or if you had it before? How did you handle it? How did you deal with it?
Sure. I think we just have to understand one thing is that you see double standard sometimes it's good and it's sometimes it goes other ways also.
Okay.
So one instance that I ran into one time was I was actually doing the Ronaldo diet. So I had this plan to do it with my cousin and some few other friends.
Okay.
So the moment we started today, we went out during the day, and we had a Chick-fil-A. So we came back. We were the one telling others what to do that. Oh, you know what? Don't eat in the morning. Just wait till like evening time. I eat that. So right there, I'm guilty of one. So automatically, I'm guilty of one.
Yeah.
But that's just one aspect of it. So the other aspect I'm going to talk about in a regular relationship.
Okay.
Sometimes you can have two partners or couples that one person like to spend and the other person doesn't like to spend. So what I find out is that the kind of culture that we have, if you are dating a typical Nigerian person, obviously two of you have same common goal, which is everybody wants to build, everybody wants to buy. But if you date otherwise, one person wants to buy and build, the other person just stay calm, quiet, and you don't expect to use what you have. You spend it on shopping, cars, ticket, airfares, and stuff.
Okay.
And now you have your other significant other that keeps their own funding, that they have a better ideas of what to do with it. Now, if you don't have nothing, where do you take from? You have zero.
Okay.
Because you don't expect the next person to give it to you when you've used all you had on something else. So now it becomes a problem. So that's where the double standard comes in, because you don't have nothing else. You have nothing else for yourself. So you expect a person to give it to you. No, I'm not going to give it to you, because if I'm bored and if I could squeeze myself to manage something that I know that it's going to be good for us, why can't you learn how to manage yours?
Okay.
Yep. So that's where that's my own vision of looking at it that way. So we always have to like you always have to deal with situation based on how it comes and how it comes around you. I don't know if you have a question for me.
But yeah, of course, I've got a lot of questions for you, of course. Well, I mean, I'm thinking naturally, this double standard thing can actually ruin a relationship. Because when the other accept there's an understanding somehow, and somebody's actually playing the mugu tips, if not, if you are telling me, for example, you're telling me that you want us to be able to save money for a particular stuff, and then I'm working, you're working, we're making money together though. And then all of a sudden I'm seeing you spending a whole lot of money. You're not keeping to what you said. It makes me very uncomfortable. Like, is this thing you're telling me you don't do it? If it's something we agree that I should be able to do a particular stuff, then you're not going to do it. I understand. Like, for example, you want me to go to the gym to take care of me if I was to be a female and to look good for you. But when you have an issue with your bones, I'll understand that, look, okay, you once had issues, so you will not be able to hit the gym to do that. But why would somebody tell, in the spouse, I mean, in your relationship, someone is, your person is telling you to do something and you guys to do it together, but he's not doing it. He's breaking it. How am I going to feel? I'm definitely not going to feel okay with that.
That's correct.
Yeah. So I mean, how I know you explain in the way that the top way, but some people might not understand deeply what you meant. But do you have any ways of dealing with something like it to make it subtle? Because I'm not saying that someone called and said, okay, if that is the case, that I don't want to have that person in my life anymore, without breaking up, any other way you can just accept or manage such, apart from what you've said, any other way?
So the other way that I can think of is that so no one is perfect. We always want to we have to learn our ways. I give you one instances right now.
Mm-hmm.
So when I first moved to America in the early 2000s, so I was with a friend, right? So we bought the African food. We bought pounded yam with mixed meat. So I was in college. I was a very young boy. I was in college. I was still maybe I was probably 18 then. So I was on the phone talking to somebody, and I really don't have money then. Then college very young boys. So we ordered food, and the food was on the table. The person was eating while I was on the call. So I only had one meat out of that food. So by the time I looked back, there was only one meat left. Do you know what happened to me? I got furious. I was very upset. Why would you even eat the meat? Because I was on the phone. The person threw the last meat in the mouth. I ate it. My brain went. My brain sparked. So the person made one statement to me. The person said, "This is meat. This is food. Buy more, you're gonna shit it out. You're still gonna buy more, you're gonna shit it out. Why do you want to get upset for food?"
Oh yeah, right.
So that stuff stuck in my brain for years. Really? So now fast forward to normal life now. In every relationship that things happen, there's always room for you to learn to grow. And when you learn to grow, it's very easy for you to manage any situations of any kind that happen. So in a layman term, if you're not ready to advise or to explain to that person that, listen, I understand this is your ways, or this is what you've been taught, or this is what you know. But for us to manage this situation, we all have to be in the same page.
Exactly.
So if we're in the same boat, we have to be a team player. I shouldn't be the one crashing the boat.
Yeah.
We should both be on the same page. I think that's the best way to manage any situations like that.
No, somebody said this is a good interview between you and me right now. Somebody said Lillian, who just called, that the lady that called that said the first time he said, look, that's his friend's fiance or boyfriend, or says, look, you should stop getting along. He was telling his girlfriend he should stop getting along with his male friends. And then he himself, who's advising his girlfriend to stop that, is also getting with his female friends. And that is causing a problem. The second time she called again, she talked about phone, that she herself, I know, but it wasn't actually clear, but I heard something like her man always checking her phones. She keep her phone, the man come checks it and see what's going on. Maybe checking to see if she's doing something nasty. But she doesn't do that to him. You get?
I got you.
I mean,
that's wrong. It's a trust relationship. It's the same thing. The same thing like you just said.
That's what I'm saying. I talked about trust when I started. I talked about effective communications and stuff like that. So I mean, that definitely real relationship. And I know a lot of people who I want to talk about their case, but I decided to do it this way because this is the problem. This is exactly the problem that caused Wildlife. The relationship that has just been broken, right? Just this week. That's why I'm talking about it today. So how do people deal with it? Would you just forget it's okay, this guy is not listening to me? If I talk to him, he always yells. So let me just let it be. Or would you just say, okay, I don't want this relationship anymore? What do you advise?
No, you can't. So two things that you cannot just jump out of any relationship because of something like that. The one thing that you always have to look for is that you always have to look for the part that says, is this person a team player?
Okay.
If that person is never your team player, so basically you have to share the same goals. You can be in the same team, but your visions are different.
Well, what about if the person is not a team player and he's not ready to listen? He just wants you to do a bit. The African thing. Look, you must do it my way. What do you think?
No, that's not for you. No, that's not for you. That relationship is not for you.
That relationship should be broken to pieces, right?
I'll advise the person to leave. Because
kudos to you.
Is that I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So there is no perfect relationship out there. So we all manage each other, and in every relationship, you have to be able to compromise. If you're not ready to compromise anything, relationship is not for you. But if you're ready to compromise anything, relationship is for you. Because the reason is that whatever you bring inside a relationship, you can just manage the situations. Of course, you're not gonna be perfect. You're not gonna be Mr. Perfect. We always gonna have our own ways. But like I said, be willing to learn, willing to listen. If you don't listen, it's hard. I did one time. I failed a math class because that the way they solve maths in Nigeria is different from the way they solve maths
obviously
in New York.
Because
I keep having like a back and forth with the professor back and forth until my dad told me that in life you have to be able to listen and listen to what they tell, listen to what somebody's telling you before you respond. That helps you in a long way. So and those things stuck. And a lot of people, they just have certain things, but they don't have the years to year. So that's one thing I think that in any relationship, you always gotta understand how to listen to other people, listen to their vision, listen to their own thoughts.
Exactly.
That's where it helps you. It helps you in a long way.
Yeah. Okay. Faulkner, I want to thank you so much for being my guest.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being my guest on the show. I appreciate that. Okay. So, absolutely. Of course. All right. Now, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it. All right.
I think.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye. Have a wonderful day and have a wonderful work day. Hello. What's your name?
Yeah, Patrick. I want to,
okay.
If you have given me the examples,
Patrick.
I mean, adding it to this last course because I've learned a lot from him.
Okay.
The examples and his contribution has balanced everything now. Let me now go Africa because I don't know how it happened in Europe. Yeah, this natural one that do happen about men when a man will be telling the wife not to go out like in the evening, hoping that he will keep caring for children, and he himself will be going out, and the wife don't complain.
Okay. Okay.
Again, men ask women to dress very well every time, but at times man can wear only singlet around the compound, but they cannot allow women to do that. And women don't complain because they see that the natural way of men. So something that is natural like that, we all know that is a double standard, but we should not complain. If we found such about a man over a woman or a woman over a man, you know that we supposed not to complain. But those ones that we should complain, then how do we manage it? It's by communication.
Okay.
We communicate and speak out, and then the two we understand each other.
All right.
That is how I see it.
Patrick, you've spoken well. Thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate your contribution as well.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I got another caller here. And let's go to the WhatsApp portal. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. What's your name, please?
This is McDonald.
McDonald. Your name does not appear, so I'm wondering who's this. Every time I look,
What? Can you tell me the name that's appearing there?
There's no name. I'm seeing graphics.
Okay.
All right.
Well, it's all good. It's all good.
It's all good. You've told me who you are. McDonald, you're welcome. Welcome on board.
Thank you. So, double standards is what we find here in our world most of the time, if not always. Because, you live in a system, a society where there's a whole bunch of lies going on everywhere. Starting even from the government, they say something else and they deceive us. They do nothing in the end. That's double standards, big time. They promise heaven and earth, but at the end of the day, nothing. People get disappointed, crying. Those who are getting rich are getting rich. Those who are getting poor are getting poorer. Because the system doesn't want to correct itself, The Kaban and the juggernauts, they don't want to repent. T-Face once said in one of his songs, repentance, no their plans. I don't know if you know that song, for instance. So, my God, let's leave matter for matter. So, but the way I feel that, for me, in a relationship, the way I can, figure out how to go about rectifying things, if I find out that both of us are single-handedly is doing that, I would like to correct it by introducing self-awareness. What do we call it now? Self-tutoring. Because I like to read a lot, I like to research and stuff. So I'm going to introduce that. I will get books, powerful books on how to deal with these stuff, so that double standards will go away from the relationship. I will get books that addresses that.
How is it going to go away? From example, let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question now? Can I ask you a question? Now, for example, you're going to be getting married very soon, or you're married already, or you have a woman in your life, right? Now, you are telling, or the woman is telling you that, look, dude, I want you to look good. I want you to do certain things, walk like this, talk like this, be like this person, go to the gym and look good like, someone. But then she's telling you that, but she's not trying to look good. She's not putting herself, she doesn't dress well, she does not put herself, you guys are not in the same, the same space. How do you address that? What will you tell her? How do you manage that? How do you deal with such a woman who maybe will become your wife sooner, or maybe is already your wife, you already married her? How do you deal with that kind of person?
No, I cannot keep double standards. I cannot keep that. I'm going to try my best to change that. If it's not possible to change,
that's what I'm saying. How do you change? How do you change that?
You said?
How do you change that? I want to see your ways. Give me some examples.
That's why I said I'm going to introduce a self-tutoring session.
Okay. So
whereby you must follow a timetable of reading the books that address that.
What about if she doesn't? What about if she doesn't know how to read?
If she doesn't know how to read, man, then how did we get along in the first place? I would have thought that somebody I will chike or toast must know how to read somehow, at least, if not so much. Get what I mean?
Okay.
But if, on the other hand, peradventure she doesn't know how to read, then maybe we are not just gonna last long with the relationship. Maybe just to, enlighten each other, learn from each other, but might not be a long-lasting relationship.
Okay. All right. I want to thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to get to. I'm trying to get differing opinion from all of you. I need to hear your thoughts and balance it. So, whoever is listening, definitely we want to. I just want to have different side to it. How do you handle it? How do you handle such? We'll just forget it. Just let it be. Or you want to confront your man or your woman. Hello.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening. To you?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your name?
You know who they talk now?
I don't know who's talking to me.
Now who's they talk?
Oh, Uzo, it's you.
If they toast my baby, they toast my baby. You won't buy beer for her, Abby.
Oh, is that your lady?
No, I don't know.
Oh, Chidera, have you married this guy? Because I know that Uzo.
And you leave that one. Leave that. I don't find your trouble. I don't find your trouble. Leave that one.
Uzo, go ahead and talk.
How you doing?
Good. We thank God. Go ahead.
Yeah, well done. You know what? Concerning this your conversation tonight. It's very, very interesting, but I wanted to say something.
Go ahead, because it's always different. You're always saying things differently.
Hello?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But, a person that's married, all of a sudden began to see some things that is double-minded. Now, and they start to complain about that, madam, you have to do this, you have to do that. And the partner, no one sit up. And they say, what would the person do concerning such a act? Yeah, the person, to have a partner, he must learn how to forgive. He must learn how to cope. Yeah, he must learn it from other people have started before you. You learn how to, let it go. Because if you go much, if you go front much, it looks like something is happening beside the marriage, or maybe something is removing your mind. For instance, now somebody have been living with 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, 20 years. All of a sudden you start discover some things that you don't want and begin to tell her or him, I want you to do like this, I want you to do like this. If you tell him or her he didn't maybe comply, that should not stop your journey. Like some people say, I will quit. Yeah. But I believe when you suit very well is if you have never come to marry, maybe it's your fiancé, and you start seeing some character or behavior that is not palatable with you, you have to, that's when you can be able to say, okay, this is like this guy, this person don't want to listen to me, don't want to comply with this kind of what the kind of things I want. He or she, you have right to put an end of that relationship. So, but if you have married and have children, and maybe you come to discover things, I can't advise the person to quit of the marriage or have this thing. So you just, when you talk to your partner, it didn't come up, but definitely it will come up. You must explain more why you want this thing to be like this, why you want this thing to go this way. Understand? You want to explain more. Just like now, somebody, he says something, if he's too spending, and you want to save some money and put things for tomorrow, and gradually, it's a process thing, Sha. If you're talking to her, this is the reason why I say, let this thing be like this, let this thing be like this. I believe one day she will come across to say, this person tried to have a good future plan for future. Understand? So I don't see it to cause a man or to bring a break or whatever. But if you have never married yet, because this marriage of a thing is not easy. After 1, 2, 3, 4 children, you now discover some things. Maybe your wife is not putting better clothes, or is not bathing well, or is not having clean up, the domestic work in the house, and you talk, and that thing starts to make you to say, okay, let it be. It's not done. So you have to get more patient. You have to get more understanding that they can't be like you. They can't be like, just like you marry someone that is fat, and all of a sudden you say, I want you to be going to gym, I want you to be doing this so that the exercise will bring you slim. Madam, if you continue complaining, the man will get angry with you. But the only thing you do is just talk to him, but actually keep on reminding him of that. One day he woke up, because life is not just let's go. You have to plan and put it in a way the person will understand you. That is my own contribution tonight.
Thank you for.
I hope you understand me very well.
Uzar, I understand you very well. Thank you so much. You did well. I owe you 3 bottles of beer. And on the right time, I'll be able to give you that more until you drink, because I know you like beer. I can actually envisage your big belly, beer belly. Oh, so I know a lot of you are actually learning. Can you imagine a whole Uzar were calling and just go straight to the point, although he took a little time out, but he made a lot of sense. Thank you so much for that. Hello, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah.
My name is Kelechi, calling from Ajawo State.
Kelechi from Ajawo State. Kelechi, let's go ahead. Let's talk.
I see, as my guy, there's one of my guys that just called, that just talk about his girlfriend is lazy, sort of a thing. See, the thing have already happened to me in the past. I get a girlfriend that is lazy, that if I tell her to go and look for a job, to look for, and she refused. And I tell her,
no.
and she would like to be talking my
Kelechi,
so
what are we talking about?
Yeah.
We're talking about double standard. So you're talking about your girl that's lazy, that you want her to go and look for a job. Is it because you're spending so much money and you want her to also spend money like you too? I don't get it. Okay. 0700-903-903-903. That's the direct line. You can call me if you want to talk about double standard. How do you manage it? How do you think you can manage double standard? If you have any experience of, double standard, you can give me your bars. Is anybody in your, your husband, your wife, your fiance, or however, your boyfriend, Are they saying, expecting you to do something and they're not doing the same? That's double standard. How do you manage that? Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening to you.
Good evening. This is Prince. Big Prince.
I know it's Big Prince. Big Prince, welcome on board.
How are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
God bless you, sir.
I had your conversation with your guest, Faulkner, and you.
Oh, yes.
I was listening to both of you at the same time, learning.
All right. So, you want to hit it? Let's go.
Yeah. You are talking of double standard?
Yes, sir.
All right. Double standard is of something of old. Yeah. It's been an old foundation.
So
exactly in between man and God. Man defaulted. So it's not often today that it didn't start today. Yeah, but the issue there is that when you are talking of double standard, there are things that are needed to overcome double standard. Number one, learning, listening, learning. All of them have the same letter, as in L. You listen, you learn. When you learn from the past mistake, this is what will give you the ultimatum or the right to know whether you can learn or you can have a backbone in between the two partners. When you're talking of partner in the business or partner in relationship or partners, friends, or partner in any other thing you know that can take you people ahead in one thing that you have agreed. The both of you cannot listen to each other and learn from each other. The last is learning, that is coming together to become a very big backbone, a pillar to each other. Then you cannot foster the outcome of this now with the double standard. That's to say that one is cheating each other. That's to say that both of you are incompatible. You can work and you will not achieve focus. Now, when you look at it now, you begin to see there is another one. When you look at it now, you see that both of you have to concentrate, collaborate. And when you did not concentrate to collaborate, then you cannot work together. Either in the side of a man, either in the side of a woman, either in the relationship, either in the business or in the workspace. Both of you cannot achieve a particular thing. All your effort will come to a nutshell. Now, let me turn it to another one. When people are blind in whatever that they have seen, that they have never examined each other. Listen, there is a white man I work with. He said, tell me your fault, and I will make you my friend. When I get to know your faults, then it's meant for me to sit down and examine if I can work with your weakness. Since I know your weakness, that I can manage your weakness, then what next? I cannot complain. Then the issue of that double standard will not be there because I've come to read you and know that I can manage you. Making that both of us are not perfect, but we can be compatible because one will understand each other. Now, I have seen a relationship whereby I have seen in every relationship there are upper hand and there are lower hand. There are stronger one and there are weaker one. And God has made it like that even in the workspace. And that is the reason why there is a team leader, a head, who manages the affairs. Now, in the issue like this, the thing is that when you get to know that the person is weaker, know how to control the person, I've seen men that their women have gathered money to go and roof house at home, and the man landed in the hotel to squander the money and return back. So with the woman issue divorce to the man, since issues are been on board. And I have seen some men also that trusted their wife so much to the extent become a heartbreaking that they cannot even in this life know that their women is in a double standard. So those things are in place. The issue is getting to know the weakness of each other either in the workplace, to turn the meat down to thin. When you upside meat, you turn it to thin. When you upside thin, you turn it to meat. Meaning that both two people or the two teams will come together to work, to foster, and also to achieve a particular end. And that is the reason why listening, learning, also we bring leaning. Leaning meaning depending on each other, so that you can help each other to foster. But in a situation whereby at the end you cannot lean at each other, there is meant to be a double standard. And if you observe that you cannot manage it, you better quit. That is the reason. This is my own little contribution.
Little contribution. Thank you. Thank you, Big Prince, for calling in. I appreciate it. It says little.
Right.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, I'm getting different angle on this. A lot of you are actually bringing different angle on it. And whatever suits you, though. What I know is that at the end of the day, who cares to listen and who's going to actually copy this and paste on their records or copy and paste in their memory bank would do them a lot of good. Now, I'm going to talk about mine later on. Yeah. So 20 minutes going past the hour to 11 o'clock right here on my time check. Yes. So this right here is the nighttime show. And we terrific Tuesday, by the way. And we are talking about double standard. And I kept it very simple. I kept it so very simple so you understand. You can come up with yours, what you think that is a double standard, as a lot of you have been saying, but it's very simple. That when one in the relationship is expecting to view something, they're expecting you, whether it's very obvious, whether it's heating, but they were expecting to view of something, and then they themselves are not doing that thing. It ruined relationship. But if you can actually endure, as Patrick calls and was talking about back in the day, I mean, like, women can just, it's not all women who understand that kind of stuff. It's saying they want their wife to look good, but they themselves don't look good. Let me tell you a lot of stuff that will definitely happen in such relationship, in such marriage or relationship. The man is telling the woman to dress well, look good, but he's not. He's just very, I wouldn't even say very simple. He's just dressing anyhow. Okay. It's difficult now for a man to be able to do that and they don't look stupid. Seriously. Because if you keep telling your wife or your girl or your fiance to look good, you're actually going to be causing a lot of problem at the end of the day. Who will be looking at you? Want to see her look good. Okay. So it's one way. It's not on the scale. It's not balanced. Okay. And when you're doing that, you're making people see that your wife is beautiful. Yeah, you want to let people know that you're taking care of her very well. Even though when you're not the one giving her money, you're just telling her, or maybe she's got a better job. That's not a problem. If you guys are married, it's okay. Your wife's money is your money. Your money is your wife's money, as they say. But, but at the end of the day, people are actually looking at her. Guys out there are looking at her. She's been attractive to you, but mostly out there. Okay. And then you are not doing anything. She might not be worried. She might be quiet because she don't even want a lot of women to be looking at you. Some women like that. Some women just want, to look the way you're looking, so you're not gonna get attracted to so many women, and then give them problems. But you telling her to look good, of course, some guys out there, men will be looking at her, men will be trying to, which is the normal thing. But if she's that kind of person who's loose, she definitely needs that opportunity to move on with such. But then it depends. Some men actually look naturally good. They look naturally good naturally, even if they put up any simple shirt or just being very simple, not too loud, they're still okay. That's a different thing. So, there's a whole lot of chaos in this whole thing. When you are telling your wife, you want your wife to cut down. For example, your wife is fat and you are fat, you're not cutting down. How does it make any sense? She might not you're the one telling her things, you're expecting to things in her life. You want her to change certain things. And you want her to change for you, But what about her? She's got choices too. She might not want to be telling you things because you're that kind of person who doesn't want to listen. So, because you don't listen, because you're a stubborn man, you're aggressive sometimes when she talk to you. If you're like that, she might keep quiet and just allow everything to slide. But she might not like what you're doing. And she might be prone to go out to cheat on you or to do something nasty or to look for somebody else that's going to listen to her or to look for someone else that will definitely reach out to her in that what she's looking at for. And there might be a problem. And then you hear that she has, kids for you by another man. You have your 4 kids is actually, by another man, but she's gutting it too because she doesn't know exactly where to run to. She doesn't want to leave the relationship or she doesn't want to leave the marriage. So she's going to sneak in outside to look for someone who's going to make her happy because she feels that you're not making her happy. And from there, shit happens and she's getting things. She's now pregnant for another man, bring the kids for you. All this are the craziness of double standard. But I'm going to advise some of you. It's simple. If you know that your man is telling you to do something and they're not doing it, just calm down. And there's some ways you can actually follow him and get along with him. Hello?
Hello.
Okay, can you turn down the volume on that radio set of yours or your handset or something you're using, your device?
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
This is innocent.
Innocent.
Yes.
Innocent, you're guilty. You're not innocent. You're guilty.
I'm innocent.
I know. Go ahead. But I know you're guilty.
How's everybody?
Everybody's doing well.
Okay. We are talking about double standards.
Yes, so double standards, yeah.
Which is telling your child to do something that you yourself you're not doing.
Exactly. As simple as that.
Okay, now we are looking at the solution, right?
Sorry, I didn't get what you said.
We are talking about the solution, right?
Yeah, what do you think? How do you deal with such? What do you think? Do you have any experience? How have you been coping with such your spouse?
Okay. To my own understanding, for it to stop, one must listen to the other.
which is that you won't listen to stuff. You yourself must be example. Because if you as a self, you're not example, whereby, for example now, you're not listening to her, she can't listen to you. That's life. Because why? You yourself, you find it very difficult to listen to your wife, then your wife will also find it difficult to listen to you. That's it. So to deal with it, you must learn. You must learn how to listen to her. On that platform, she also will listen to you. That's how to deal with it. Then, two, establishing what a good communication between you and her. Because only to all this double standard is poor communication. Poor communication. She's your wife, but you don't take her as your friend. You don't take her as a, you know what I mean. You don't take her, this is my friend, this is my wife, this is everybody. Because if you take her as your friend, there will be a good relationship, as a good communication between two of you. So that's the hard deal with it. You must establish a good relationship, which is a good communication between the two of you. Then pray. How to deal with it again? You must be each other what? Helper. What I mean is, you're standing as what? A helper. She's standing as what? You're also what? Your helper. Because, for example now, when a man wants to interact, as in want to, fulfill the marriage right, which is we are coming together as what husband and wife. The wife will use it as what? As a weapon against him. You see now, the wife will use it as a weapon against him. He's tired, he's this and that. And the man at that time, he won't. But the wife was using that meat as what? As a weapon against him. Because he begins to deny him our body, which is wrong. And this is what brings double standard. You see that man, because the man is denied is what marriage right, is going to look outside. So how to deal with it is your wife must be available all the time, which is what to the man. Then two, the man also must be respectful to the lady, whereby taking care of her. Because some men, they want you to change, they want you to wear this, they want you to wear that, they want you to look good, but they can't spend money on you. They can't buy clothes for you. They can't spend money on your hair, but they want you to look good. Then how will you look good if you don't have anything, or you don't have anybody to care for you? Then you have many women look outside, because the man they married is always busy all the time with his work. He's always all himself. He doesn't care about her. You see it? So that's how to deal with it. That's how to deal with it. So that's my own thing. I don't know whether.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, Guilty. I want to thank you, Guilty, for calling in. And everybody's bringing their own, and I thank you for your contributions. Now, I want to say something concerning, and it's for Lillian, who are actually calling and was talking about, her man holding her up her phones when she's not doing the same. You're asking, and then the first thing you said was, I think it's your friend's boyfriend or something. I don't know. But it wasn't clear at the time you called, but I think you were talking about if your girlfriend's boyfriend was saying that the girlfriend shouldn't get along with her male friends. Don't know you guys were married, but that I understand. I totally relate to such. And but he himself is getting on with others. I mean, his female friends. Why he doesn't want his girlfriend, his wife, or his fiance to get along with his male friends. So he is the alpha male. He's actually the man at the center to do anything he wants, and then the lady should be the one to do. You know, it doesn't make any sense. It's just double standard. But I'm going to talk about that. Like, look, maybe your partner disapproves your choice of friends, for example, or limits your interactions with them. Now, on the other hand, you have no say in who they spend time with, and how often you spend time with them. This is definitely a double standard, of course, not fair to you. Okay, so why doesn't your partner like your friends? Encourage them to spend more time with your friends and get to know them better. Some might seem loud, rude until you actually learn more about them. Let your partner know why you like your friends and encourage them to put effort into getting to know them. If that is done, maybe he's going to listen. Okay? It's very simple. I mean, just look for a way and let him understand that. You have to talk to him politely. You have to kiss him well, and let him understand that, look, you don't want me to get along with my male friends. I don't have anything to do with them. I mean, that's a way you can actually do it. And then he'll understand. Get them to come around. If they don't like how your friends influence you, try and show them that you can actually spend time with them without getting, messy with them. So it's talk. You can talk to them. But if they don't listen, they don't want to know, I don't know what else you can do. If that relationship is still very fresh, you guys are not married yet, I'll say you have to run because you didn't do your findings well when you guys are, most times what we do these days, or when we are in any relationship, we just go straight to sex. We go straight to sex. And when you know that when you're doing that, you will not be, I don't know, the emotions will be, which word will I use now? Will be, I'm looking for that word. As soon as you get into a relationship, you shouldn't talk about sex. You should be talking about how to get to know the person, because that relationship might get up. Of course, whoever is getting into a relationship knows where they want to get to. And that's why when I'm getting to in a relationship, I'm asking you what exactly, what hurdles are we crossing? What exactly are we doing? What is this thing meant for? Is it meant for the future, or is it friends to benefit? Are we supposed to be doing things, or this, that, or just leave it at there? Or are we meant to take it up to the next level? Or let's just start. Whatever. You do not get into sex. But when you do that, you will not be able to figure the person out properly well. When you do that, your emotions are dead. Your emotions will be attached, yes, but they'll be done. Like, you won't have that mind to see something wrong and talk to her, or to see something wrong and talk to him and say, okay. And then because you engage in the relationship with sex, that truthfulness inside of the relationship, that transparency and everything is dead. And then when you get into a relationship, into a marriage, at the middle of everything, you start seeing things like it's too late. So, I'm just advising it. When you get into a relationship, don't start doing the sex thing. Be asking questions. Figure out who the person is. Be intelligent to be able to ask questions and to find out some things about the person. Investigate. Sometimes people lie, but you can investigate. You can, find out some things. And if you've not engaged into sex, you'll be able to tell the person, school the person, this thing you're doing is wrong. I don't like that he doesn't check with me. But when you have sex, you won't be able to do that. Sex don't cover your eyes. The thing is, you'll be filled with emotions. I don't know, how do I put that so you guys can understand? Hello? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a talk again. you know what? They laugh. Why they laugh?
If this is your number, I don't time this is your number. When you call back again, I'll make sure that I deal with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it brief. I'm gonna make it brief so you continue your addressing. I know you're addressing people, addressing Nigeria, the whole world. You know what? You're coming up to the things I know. You know,
yeah.
My mom always, when I was growing, my mom always tell me, "Metonya dimeni makolo." You know, for Igbo language, you say make a friend. Make sure say you make friend where you can be able to, in case they say it don't happen, you go marry them, or you person where you go feel marry. Make it the person where you go make friend. Understand that word? I never come off my mind till today. So, and I said, Mommy, why did you say so? He said, yes, because if you don't make friend whom you like, who can be able to be your wife tomorrow, that means you are making a wrong decision. So, true, if you are having a fiancé and you go for sex, I think some men, they may not have any power or zeal to talk to the person. Stop doing this, stop doing that. But some men, they will still go because they like you, they love you, they will talk to you. Why they are talking to you? Because they love you. A person will not love you or not like you, will not even, give you advice for your own good. You just keep quiet because it's only after sex. But when someone likes someone, like me, when I was growing, if I have a girlfriend, I'm not getting another person. But if I see with another man, I don't cut. And before I get another one, it's hard because I know they always cheat. It's hard. That is me.
Yeah, well, you say they always cheat.
Yes. Because why? Women doesn't have one basket.
Oh,
they have
okay.
Plenty baskets.
Let me ask you a question. So you don't cheat now? You never cheat?
Me?
Yeah, you never cheat. You.
I am telling you my lifestyle. When I'm growing, when I was having friendship, I do have one person. If you like, but if I eventually see you with another man, I don't stop you. That is me. I don't go even before I get another one, it go hard though. Because I know I don't want something. Somebody will say I hurt her, I do this, I do that. After blah blah blah, I drop me. No. That's me. That is me. That is me because I know where I'm going tomorrow. So that is how I live. Now, concerning this, many are falling into that sex and they don't have zeal to talk to the person. And they coming to the other side of partnership, relationship. When you marry and you come up, you need to see some things where you don't like what your life are doing. One, you must go through prayer. There's something prayer cannot do. Just like, let me just give you testimony of last year. I was having pain in my leg. Severe pain. I can't raise it to cross one block. So all of a sudden, I was like, the year is coming, and I said, God, I don't want to take this pain into New Year. Understand? So when I pray that it finish, God see me through with one man. He just said, okay, what's happening? I said, I've been suffering all this month. So he said, come. He now opened his phone and gave me one name of the medicine. I should go and look for it, but it's very, very scarce. I got it. And I took one tablet. If you see me how I take job. Before I could get 3 tablets inside the...
Hello?
That is, I'm hearing you. I get myself. So that is how God healed me. Everything you are going through, if you are talking to your partner, he didn't hear you, go through prayer. I believe he will listen to you. The person must come back to listen to you because some things are happening not ordinary. Understand? Even if the person is cheating you outside, there are 3 prayers where you go pray 3 minutes, everything will turn upside down and you see the truth. So that's my own advice. Sometimes not be to divorce and to use your wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you. Does only one of you have the right to go out, drink, or party with friends? Only one spouse, the other is not going to do it? That's double standard. Both of you should be able to do that, right? Why would you be going out to drink and have a party with your friends without carrying your... Yeah, right. I saw that. Okay, so I mean, so the only one of you have the right to go out to drink and party with friends. Both of you should have to do that. Huh? Both of you should have to do the right to do it if you please. But you might want to make compromises sometimes in your relationship. For instance, maybe you don't feel like going out as often as your partner does. Perhaps they go out every weekend and they drink too much, too often. Instead of allowing you to come along with them or do the same without them, they could stop partying so often. If your partner is somewhat of a party animal, a night crawler, show them other ways that they can have fun time. Wine tasting, playing board games, computer. Well, a lot of Nigerians don't even know how to do games, yeah. And you know, do all those things. You and your partner, and another couple might also join you guys. It might not be. Yes, you can call back again, Faulkner. I know you want to counter something. I like the counteration. If you want to counter something anybody says, go ahead, Faulkner. You can call in. I'll pick your call. That's what I'm talking about. I have something similar. I have a game where I'm not going to say it. I mean, so you can be going out. Take your spouse along with you. Okay. Maybe your wife is telling you you're going out too much, you drink too much. Who are you going to meet? I said, stop doing it. And she doesn't like to. You guys can do it together. There's too many things going on in this world. Oh, okay. Faulkner is back up in here. Faulkner, I know you were talking about something. You want to counter someone. Go ahead.
Okay, so on the last caller that just called right now, that is talking about, if something's wrong, you could go pray or something.
Yes.
So in reality, I know prayer is good. God is everything.
Yes.
But when it comes to certain things in relationship, it's not just about prayer. Some things, they are common sense. Like what you just mentioned. If you're going out to drink, how come your wife cannot do the same thing?
Yeah.
You have to be able to trust one another to be able to do it. Yeah. It's not just about you going to the corner and start praying. Yeah. So I don't believe in those prayer stuff. I think we need to be able to distinguish between common sense, double standard, and prayer. Prayer is a different entity. We should not even be including prayer in any situations that is going on in a relationship. It's not about prayer anymore. It's about the sense that a husband or a boyfriend or girlfriend should have. Whatever law that applies to A, that same law should be able to apply to B. So we shouldn't get it confused. I felt like that dude got it twisted.
Okay.
Prayer is a different entity.
he said he's entitled of his opinion, but he was saying that it's not everything that is normal. There's some things that are something whatever, so you have to pray. I mean, I'm not gonna say no to him because that's his opinion. So if he's gonna add that to his own charge,
that's correct. I mean that's correct. I mean, you're right. I mean, so we are just a listener. We can counter his own opinion. Okay, you know what?
Exactly.
That's what he believes in. But I just feel like in everything that we do, it's only this part of the world that we believe that certain thing is caused by is called by evil, devil, whatever it is, or prayer.
Yeah.
But other part of the world, there's something they call common sense. Common sense supersede everything. If you don't have the common sense, everything you do, you're always gonna tie it down to somebody else as something to do with your life.
Exactly.
It's not about that all the time. I just feel like I just got to say that and put that word out there.
It's okay. Thank you so much for calling, and I appreciate you. And one more time, getting ready for my birthday. You guys gonna do a lot. Yeah, so I'm not making that announcement here until Friday. Well, I just said it. Okay, Faulkner. Yeah, I know this connection. Okay, so I mean, my time is first spent. My nighttime show, Tuesdays, Wednesday. I have a lot of relationship things to talk about. To also other stuff. And Thursday is a little bit, it's far more different. Friday the open mic is also quite different. But I cry most of the time when, I want to be able to, help people solve some problems. If I can't solve it for them, I'll be able to give them some ideas so they can solve the problems. And for those of you who are, who are headstrong, before you actually get married, you should be able to know the person you're getting married to. All these are things that you can talk about and figure this out before anything else. Last caller. Hello.
Hello, I called back.
Okay.
This is B Prince.
B Prince, you're back up in here. Okay, let's go.
Actually, what Faulkner just pinpointed, I just want to ask, because even when, though everybody has his own opinion, we don't have anything concerning double standard and prayer. Prayer has nothing to do with double standard and prayer. After all, if you make a man whom the intent of his heart is desperately wicked, who can know it? And the outcome of such a man, biologically man, either a woman or a man, I call it man. Now the outcome of that woman, now the manifestation of that woman or that man now becomes double standard because the intent is desperately wicked. Now, they may be subtle, they may be wise and gentle. It takes a time for you to learn. And when you listen, learn, you begin to know whether you can cope up with such a person. Now, when we are talking about such a person, you begin to understand that you are dealing with somebody who has no principle. No principle at all. He's a lousy human being at the end. It's somebody that he cannot even stand on what he is saying. Lies to me. I knew. I'm not boasting of. I don't drink. I don't smoke.
Why?
I have.
Well, you're supposed to be doing something. You know what they say? If you don't smoke, if you don't drink, you should be able to humanize. Womanize and humanize.
In fact, honestly, it was for my background.
Oh.
Not that I'm a saint. Okay. I'm not a saint. But I know my weak point. I can't tell you.
No, you please tell me, please. Let's talk about it, please.
Yeah. Honestly, as I'm telling you all those things, and I know my time I can be out there, I know the time I can be in there, because there is a certain epistle somebody wrote. He said, learn all those things which I have told you or taught you, either by words or by epistle. Those things are the things you must have to lay down for other people to follow you up. Now, in a situation whereby you laid it down, for instance, as I'm telling you now, I don't do this, I don't do this, I don't do this. Now, other people who believe to take me as their principal, we know that I don't do this. What if I do it? Where did I learn it? You understand what I mean?
Exactly.
So those things now we know that when you begin to see it in another person, that you know that it is in your team bringing a double standard, then something else is wrong. You have found it out now that now has become his own weak point you can't manage in. Then what next? You understand where I'm heading to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if the person now is willing, you see that the person is willing to come out of the pit, then this is where you can know what next to do. You can offer prayer to somebody who is not willing to come out. Decision is all about the first step towards deliverance. We don't want to go into aspect of that. So when you are talking about of a man of double standard, it's a man, the ultimate thing there is that he doesn't have principle. Be it a politician, be it whoever that you are dealing with, he doesn't have principle. Forget about that person. You can't work with that person. Thank you and good night.
Beavers, thank you. You're the last caller for tonight. I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Now, let me say something. Talking about transparency and spending habit in a relationship or in a marriage, your partner wants you to be transparent about your salary. I've had such a girlfriend who actually asked me before that when my salary comes, that you give it to her to keep. So she can spend it well. And I was looking at her like that. I mean, the orientation she got from her background was just the wrong type. I'm gonna give you. I'm not married to you. Okay, fine. But then I'm gonna give you my salary for you to keep. What happened to the banks? What happened to me? For me to be able to keep my own salary? He said, if you want money, why don't you ask me to give you? Why are you asking me to give you my salary, my hard-earned salary, for you to keep it for me, save it for me? I can do that. So if you have a spouse like that, I mean, that wants you to be transparent about your salary, debt, whether the man or the woman, and their spending habit, but they tell you nothing about their own fiatus, people. Finances are a sensitive issue, but there should be no double standard around money at all. Now, if your partner doesn't want to let you know or let you in on their salary spending habit, you don't need to tell them about yours also. However, everything needs to be 50-50. Doesn't need to be 70-50 or 70-30. However, if you are in a serious relationship that could lead to a shared wallet, you cannot ignore this subject for long. You can. Maybe you could actually keep track of your spending habit together and save some money together. If he doesn't want you to spend so much, then you shouldn't do the same. If he wants you to spend less, then you should also do the same. Because you guys are in, most especially when you're married, you just have to do it together. Nobody should be like, okay, I'm the god in this family. Yes, you can be the head, but do it together. Except, don't give that kind of advice. Talking about sex, not being in the mood. When I was talking, I talked about not being in the mood. When the man says he's not in the mood, he doesn't want to have sex with the wife will like thinking, oh, this guy is having sex somewhere. He had a side chick somewhere. He's doing something somewhere. That's why when he comes, he's always tired. But the woman, when she says, I don't want to, I'm not in the mood, she's expecting the man to understand, but you don't want to understand that man. Women have this, some women, not all, women or some women have every right to refuse sex when they are not in the mood, okay? And this is considered normal. But what about men? Somehow we tend to assume that men are always in the mood. That's women. They tend to think that men is always in the mood, and that's one problem. And that is even expected of them to be in the mood all the time. However, a man can be tired from work, have a headache because of stress at work, or simply not be interested in sex at the time. His partner is likely to take, this personally, and she'll assume that he's actually having an affair or attracted to, somebody outside. Or maybe he doesn't love her anymore. Just imagine if the roles were actually reversed. It would be silly of a man to think that his girlfriend or his wife is not attracted to him anymore just because she's not in the mood for sex. Why is it so? Why is it so different when it's the other way around? So you can help your partner understand it's entirely wrong to assume that men always want sex. You can reject it when you do not feel like it, and your partner shouldn't get offended by that. Help them understand that. Talk with them, have a conversation with them. Understand that your mood sometimes has nothing to do, or all the time has nothing to do with your feelings for them and how attractive you find them. It's as simple as that. I can go on and on if the time has not gone. Jealousy, possessiveness, control, and demand. Another double standard that many men struggle with is jealousy and controlling behavior. Somehow, this behavior is more understandable when it comes from a woman. If she comes across as jealous, it's just because she doesn't want to lose her partner and she wants what's best for her, right? Okay. So when a man does these things, he will be considered possessive and controlling and blah, blah, blah. Even if things are the other way around in your relationship, there should be no possessive and control behavior. There should be no double standard, regardless of your gender or your partner should trust you enough not to make jealous scenes or make any of this double standard attitude. There's a whole lot of things that I should be talking about, but of course, try and make sure that, think it through in your heart. Take time to write down exactly what you want your partner to know. Have examples of the double standard that they are giving you. Having your thoughts organized and can help make the conversation less violent. Okay. Manage your emotions when you start talking about issues that have to do with your partner, when it comes to double standard. I'm talking about those who are very stubborn, who don't want to listen. Set clear boundaries. Remember, you can say no to your partner even if it makes them unhappy. Your needs are actually important and worthy of being heard and respected. Be assertive, clear, and direct in your communication so they understand your boundaries, needs, and requests. Don't do it over text. Those texts people used to send to a guy, or a guy used to send to his girl or his wife, and you say all the things you say. No, you sit down face to face. You guys to discuss this thing. Discuss it face to face. And when you're discussing, don't shout, don't fight, just calm down. Discuss it quietly. From one thing, you'll get to know what to do next. And then the end and the final one I want to talk about is seek couples counseling, according to Chidera. Okay. A therapy can actually help a lot of you partners who are having issues with double standard. If you truly love your woman, you want to do the same thing that you're asking of her. I can't say I want my girl or my woman to look fine when dress well when you guys are going for a particular stuff. And me, I won't dress well. I'll not dress shabbily. No, it does not correspond. So, you guys need to work together. Okay. So, I'm glad I've been able to put this in because my time is gone. It's 4 minutes past the midnight, and it's time for me to go. So, try your possible best to do these things I just quickly talked about. All right. Do not have a good conversation. Do not address your partner who's got double standard with fights. No. Manage your emotions when you're talking with them. Calm down. Set a clear boundaries. This is the things you don't want. This is the things you don't like. This thing you don't love. This is what you want. And don't text them telling them what you don't want, what you like and what you don't. Talk to them face to face about the situation of things. Lastly, as I said, seek for counseling. Look for someone, an elderly person that he or she love or trust or will listen to, and then that will be settled. Do these and see what's going to happen next. Thank you. So guys, it's time for me to go. I've been able to spend more time helping here. 6 minutes gone past the hour, midnight. I got to go. Today, 9:30, I'll be here again. We're going to be talking about a story. There's a particular letter I got about a relationship and marriage that want to be broken. You guys are definitely going to choke your mouth inside of that. Well, we're going to have good time and good, conversation that a lot of us will learn from. Thank you so much, guys, and everyone who called in, thanks. And for the guy who wants me to play music, I know this is not a music-related radio station. This is a talk station, and this is Voice of the People. But I'm going to try and look for that song and play it. All right? Shout out to you, everyone. God bless you guys. So see you guys again on the next one.